Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. I realized that I did not share my 10th day of my 10 Day of Sketches series. I had the sketch picked out, but I didn't create anything. So here I am with the final installment of my 10 Days of Sketches. So you saw the sketch at the beginning, and it is a sketch I found on Pinterest, and it's by Citrus Twist Kits. And so if you search Pinterest, you will find it, or you can search for me, and I will have it on my layout board. Yeah, or you can pause the video and take a screenshot if you're on your phone. So the collection that I used is Crepe Paper's Little You, and this is an oldie, but one of my favorites, and I've kind of been hoarding it a little bit, just a tiny little bit. But I decided that this photo of my nephew, who is now 4 months old, was a good one to use the collection for. And so this collection I had bought a long time ago, I think even before my second daughter was born. And she was born in 2016. So it's got to be like 2013, 14 maybe, even 15 maybe. And so this collection was also it came in like a girl version and it came in like a boy version. So I picked up bits and pieces of both of them. And so, yeah, so here I am using it. Wow, right? I have so much of this collection still left because, like I told you, it went in the hoard vault and never really saw the light of day. And so, yeah, so now I'm using it. The sketch I love. It's simple, but you can totally make it a lot more fancy schmancy with some, like the pattern papers that you use. Because in the sketch they just show you, they don't show you patterns, they just show you the paper. And so I decided that I was going to use some of the paper, especially this wood grain chevron. I love this. It's like an inlaid wood. I love it, but I never knew really what to do with it, and I thought this is perfect, I'm going to use it. And so I follow the sketch pretty much exactly, with the exception of on the left-hand side of the photo, in the sketch, there is a pocket with journaling in it. And I just don't journal. I just make notes in the back. I guess that's a form of journaling. But at the end, all I did was write my nephew's age here, which he was, I believe, 2 or 3 months. And so that's what I wrote. I don't go into big detail unless it's like something I really need to remember, or like an occasion that happened. That's when I will, document things. But otherwise, if it's just like a picture of my cutie nephew, then I'll just write his age on the back. And then I do the same thing for my daughters as well. Like I mentioned, I followed the sketch pretty closely because I just loved the way it was set up. I loved all the papers and all the layers. Layering is my jam. And so, yeah, I stuck to it pretty closely, probably almost exactly, except for, like I told you, the pocket with the journaling in. And so instead of the pocket with journaling, I add that tiny little 2x3 card that says a tiny little you. And I'm using the frame, not the frame, that is a frame that I'm using, but I also picked up the chipboard, the 12x12 chipboard sheet that goes with it. And so I used a couple of the frames from there. You saw that I used my tab punch. I wanted to bring in some of that orangey coral color. I thought it needed something else. There's a lot of like aquas and blues, and I have that wood grain and that graphic black and white, but I felt like it needed like another color. And so I decided to introduce that corally color. And I don't feel like it makes the layout look feminine at all. I think it's still a very masculine layout, a sweet baby layout. That's just my opinion. So one of the pieces of paper had like tiny word banners that you see that I'm just kind of fussy cutting out. I want to bring in a little bit of that yellow as well for some contrast. And so I take the time to just cut out the few banners that are on that piece of paper, on that piece of cardstock, just so even if I don't use them on this layout, I will use them, you know, I have them ready to use next time. I'm going through the ephemera pack right now, and I see this mint color I also want to use, which is a variation of the shades that are already on the layout and in the collection. Boy, I really can't talk. And so right now I'm just shopping for a couple tags, a couple pieces. I need to build a bit of a layer there because in the sketch there was a little cluster there. And that round circle piece of ephemera is perfect because in the sketch is a circle piece of ephemera. That sheep that I'm holding in my right hand, I really want to use. I think it's just adorable. It doesn't make it on the layout. It too cute, but it just didn't go with the layout and, you know, any of my clusters. So I just left it alone, and I'm sure I will use it in a layout to come. In the ephemera pack as well, there were a lot of like acetate pieces that they were just too see-through for my liking. I didn't like the look of them, so I left those behind as well. And here's another layout that I used my hot glue gun, you know, predominantly in. I do use my wet glue as well, but for the most part, I used my hot glue gun. This is one of the examples of where I used the wet glue. I'm saying a lot today, sorry guys. And that's going to be for some of the wordage on the layout. So I just picked out Adorable. I love the font, it's just really cute. Just adding some bits and pieces here. This is from the 6x12 sticker sheet. And I'm just going to add some words here. So the words come in like a gold, they come in like a light bluish kind of teal, and they also come in like a creamy white. So I'm just going to pick out a few of those. That sheet also had some hearts, so I'm going to stick those, some gold hearts I should mention, and I just love them. That big gold one is going to make it too. I just love how glittery that one was, and it brought out the frame on the other side, so it really balanced it out. I needed a bit more gold. This is a yellow star. I needed a couple extra pieces of yellow, and I did that with the star. Now I'm going to take some yellow thread, and I'm just creating a nest, not a nest, I'm just creating like a bunched up kind of bundle in my hand there. I just wrap it around my fingers and then just pull it out a bit. And I find the easiest way and kind of quickest way to secure the string down is to use my hot glue gun. This way I'm not waiting for like wet glue to dry. It's pretty much instant, and you know, I get the look that I want without having to like stick my finger there and just hold it there for a while. Now the top of the sketch, the sketch at the top and the bottom has a kind of like angled piece that goes across the top and across the bottom, so I mimicked that as well. I actually almost forgot about that until I looked over at the sketch and I thought, crap, I'm forgetting like one of the pieces of the sketch that I absolutely love. In the sketch though, they had stitching that went across the top and the bottom, but I did not do that. I did not want to break out my sewing machine. I am so lazy. I am a lazy scrapbooker, guys. I think that if I had my own, you know, private sewing area, I think I would use it more, but sprinkling a lot of my gold love around, using my Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and that's the layout, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you want me to continue this series. Like it'll be like 10 more days of sketches or something like that. If you guys are interested, just let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Love you. Bye.